The Mercedes-Benz A-Class has long been the cheap and cheerful entry point into owning the three-pointed start badge. But this all-new fourth generation hatchback promises a techier, more sophisticated and downright grown-up experience once it lands in Australia in August. From its increased size to flashy gizmos robbed from E and S Class, there's a lot of new stuff to explore. Here are our top 7 highlights. First up, exterior styling. Gone is the fussy and crease-heavy look of old, replaced by a cleaner, leaner and more muscular look. And it's anchored in what Mercedes-Benz calls its Predator face, which is anchored by these really neat slimline headlights. It's a shame then that Benz has persisted with these dual exhaust outlets. They look fantastic, but they're fake. Wheel choice is up to 19 inches in size, which works with the new A-Class's growth, adding 16mm of width, 13mm of extra wheelbase and a whopping 12 centimetres more in length. The larger size outside makes for added roominess inside the cabin. The previous A-Class was really quite cramped back here. This has got more elbow room, more shoulder room, probably a little bit more headroom, and it bodes the same in the back row as it does in the front. The boot space has grown by 29 litres to 370 litres, which is almost as handy as the triple split fold rear seating. And thankfully, the hatch opening is much larger than the old car, making boot access easier. But that's not nearly as much fun as some of the cool stuff you get when you're sitting in the front seats. The most dramatic change is the so-called widescreen cockpit design and these incredibly slick dual displays. Benz debuted this effect in S-Class, where it's embedded more traditionally into the dash fascia. Here in the A-Class, its tablet-like arrangement floats on top of the curved dashboard. It's not some pricey option either. Every A-Class that comes to Australia will get the dual 10.25 inch screens, which is the high-end option in Europe. Also trickled down from big dollar Benzes are the turbine-style air vents and the 64 colour ambient lighting, and the colours can be altered using voice control. It's not run-of-the-mill voice control either, but intelligent voice control with natural language recognition, which can alter the settings of many of the car's functions if you don't want to use the touchscreen, the wheel controls, or the new pinch, zoom and scroll touchpad. Think of it like Siri for your hatchback, or in this case, hey Mercedes.
Yes, please.
Change the display to red.
Okay, I'm changing the colour.
It's all part of what's called Mercedes-Benz User Experience, or MBUS. According to those responsible, the MBUS system will adapt and learn to its users' habits through artificial intelligence. Hopefully, it's not recording all of my driving habits. One of the coolest new features is a function tucked in the sat-nav system that uses augmented reality. The camera replicates the view of the road ahead into one of the display screens, then overlays the navigation instruction directly into the virtual road. With this clever method, there's far less confusion about which way you need to turn, when to turn, or which lane you need to be in. So when you're heading in the right direction on a highway, the humble A-Class can pull the same semi-autonomous driving tricks as a ritzy S-Class. Using lane keeping and adaptive cruise control smarts, the hatch will self-drive for a short stint on highways, even changing lanes once summoned by a touch of the indicator. If you don't regain steering control after a while, or if you're not off to sleep say, the A-Class will activate the hazards and bring the car safely to a stop. But if you're like me and believe that the driver is the master of progress, there'll be 3 powertrains to indulge in Australia by the end of the year. The A-Class will launch with an A200 in August, powered by a 1.4 litre turbo petrol 4, producing 120 kilowatts and 250 newton metres. That's 5 kilowatts up on the outgoing 1.6 litre engine. And right now we're in the A250 Sport, which is good for 165 kilowatts and 350 newton metres. Just 5 kilowatts up on the old version, and all of the Aussie versions will come with 4MATIC all-wheel drive. There'll be a replacement for the stove-hot AMG A45 coming, but there'll also be a new middle version in an A35. All 3 A-Class variants will adopt 7-speed dual-clutch transmissions. Australian pricing and spec is yet to be finalised, although we do know that the big screen displays, the M-Bucks and the Hey Mercedes bells and whistles will be available on all three versions. But do all the goodies combine to create a more grown-up A-Class experience as promised? Check out our link for the full review at caradvice.com.